Hello everyone, we're into the last week of Season 5 of Go Battle League, and in this week we've got the Catch Cup, which basically things that have been caught since the start of season. The rules being such as they are, you could probably find yourself replacement Azumarils or Gunfisks or whatever, but in with the spirit of it I've decided to just try and pick on things that I haven't used before, things that I haven't had in my PvP portfolio. I have carried across the Rapidash that I used for Kanto Cup, because that was eligible and I didn't have a Rapidash before. I've made myself a new Cradily because the one I had was just terrible with bad IVs, and this one's got slightly better IVs. And I've also brought out a Noctowl, which I hadn't had before, and it's a cheap investment. So this is the team I'm rolling with for now. Let's see how it plays out. I'm going to hop into some matches and we'll see how they go. I find that Rapidash does quite well putting some shield pressure on in the early game, particularly with all the people using Skarmory and Gunfisk. It also does pretty well against Magmars and Electivires. Cradily is an interesting one because being grass rock, it's actually got some resistance to all the normal threats to grasses. Bug types you're neutral to because because your rock does super effective to them. Ice types likewise, and eating into Skarmory. So we've got Rapidash, and they switch to Stunfisk, a Galarian Stunfisk, which is also vulnerable to fire, which is great. All we need to do is keep our Rapidash alive, and that was the plan anyway. So, rocks are coming through, that would have wrecked us, so we move to a Flame Charge here. They're probably not going to let this land, because it will take a huge chunk out of them, but it does boost our power on the Incinerates. So, incoming attack, we're going to shield this as well, and go for another Flame Charge. The joy of things like Flame with Rapidash is actually because it's 5 Incinerates to get 2 of them, the first takes 3 and the second takes 2. So a lot of people misjudge how fast your attack's coming out. They've got a Magmortar on the back, so we're going to switch to Cradily. Now this is where Cradily really shines, because against the fire type, the grass type would normally do very badly, but that rock damage will do a lot to that Magmortar. They switched on us. Good call on their part. However, we've still got some play against a flying type, which again would normally be disaster for a grass. Stone Edge will hit quite hard against Skarmory. Doesn't do super effective like you'd hope against a flyer because the steel blocks that, but it does at least do neutral, which is still quite a good place to be here. There we go. And of course we take neutral from their flying damage, so we can in fact survive a sky attack. I don't think we'll survive another one, but maybe we'll get to Stone Edge first, and yes we do. So let's get that Magmortar to come back in and take us out, unless we switch quickly. Probably should switch it and get the energy. Yeah, there we go. And so I'm going to bring in the Noctowl to close. That's where I realised my mistake, because obviously this is Community Day Magmortar and it's going to have Thunderbolt. Yikes, that hurt. And they're going to finish us off with probably a Fire Punch here. That doesn't really matter, it'll do plenty. Yeah, so we're left with our Rapidash. Hopefully they've now misjudged at how fast we can get to a drill run. And there we go, drill run coming through. Hopefully finish the job here. Kablam. Goodbye Magmortar. Good game to my opponent. Right, next up. Rapidash leading into a Primeape. I like Primeape. Primeape's great. It doesn't do very well in Open Great League because Azumarils are literally everywhere and all its moves are resisted by Fairy. That's unfortunate, but does better in some of these more restricted metas, so I'm glad to see it. Now what we're hoping is they don't have close combat here because that really hurts. It was a Night Slash, we shield it. We're going to return with Flame Charge, we're going to boost our attacking power, and we'll just build up our momentum. There we go, and probably another Night Slash. We are going to shield again, because I'm gambling we can get to another Flame Charge and equalise the shields. Sure enough, there we go. Now they want to see if they want to go down to no shields either, and it seems they do. They switch to Whiscash, we're going to quickly switch to a Cradily, so we're both switch locked in together. That's great for us because we can grass knot them. However, it looks like they've got their charge move first. And if this is a Blizzard, it's going to hurt. But we are quite chunky, because obviously we've just survived a really high damage Blizzard off of Whiscash, and we're going to be able to return with a Grass Knot and take out the Whiscash. Okay, that was a quick matchup, but we won it, so that's fine. In the back, in comes the Primeape again. Fighting type's really the thing that hurts Cradily the most, which is why we've got the Noctowl in the back to deal with any fighters. This is hopefully a Night Slash, yes, because close combat would have really hurt, and in the back is a Jumpluff. Jumpluff is another chunky flyer. It's got the Grass Bullet Seed and quite rapid charge rate on its moves. However, its move pool for charge moves is not that great. Energy Ball or Aerial Ace? Probably Aerial Ace. And sure enough, Aerial Ace is not all that good a move, and Noctowl is pretty chunky as I said. So we're just going to get to another Sky Attack and this will finish the job. Good game to my opponent. Nice to see a bit of spice. Right, next up. We are leading into a dugong. So dugong being a water type would seem a bad thing, but actually because it's water ice, we do reasonably against it. It's not a great matchup, but we do hit for neutral with our flame charges, and they also boost our attack, which means it will offset any debuffs from the icy wind. So what we really got to watch out for is water pulses. This was too fast, so it can't be a water pulse, so we're just going to let it land. This way I'm hoping to just put a little bit of concern on them about, you know, the danger of overshielding, because now they're in a shield deficit. However, that does mean we are going to feel free to shield the next move coming through. This speed is icy wind, but I don't think we really want to let it take that much damage. Even when resisted, it still took a big chunk off us. So they're down to 0 shields, we've got a shield left, and we are going to get to our flame charge, which, as I said, because of the timing on the incinerates, does mean people misjudge it quite a lot. Unfortunately, we aren't quite going to manage to take them out, so we are going to shield here. Seems a bit daft, but we do win the switch this way, and we have equalised the shields, and we have actually got to another flame charge. So they bring in a Tropius. Great, flame charge is ready to go, and if we're really lucky, maybe we'll get another incinerate off as well. There we go, look at that, takes a big chunk out of that. Tropius is not going to like going up against a Noctowl, so they go for the switch into a Stunfisk. Here's where we bring the Cradily in and catch their Rock Slide. Both Rock Slide and Earthquake are neutral to Cradily, which is quite nice. And our Grass Knots, they are neutral in return. So we can do them a reasonable amount of damage, they can do us a reasonable amount of damage. It's just basically a fairly fair fight, actually. Having said that, that Grass Knot took a big chunk out of that Gunfisk. Rock Slide coming back, doesn't do nearly as much. Because it's 1100 CP. That'd be why. Okay, so an under-level Gunfisk, this is not nearly so fair a fight. There we go. Goodbye, Gunfisk. In comes the Tropius. I think that'd be quite tight. I think we could take it. We could get to that Stone Edge first, but my opponent concedes. Right, Rapidash leading into Swampert. This is very bad news for us. So we quickly go for a switch of Cradily. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have gone for the Noctowl, but either way, here again we see Cradily's power against fire types. It's not actually taking super effective, and it is hitting super effective with the rock. However, well, the Rapidash is going to be building up his energy, it's going to build up his momentum, and it is throwing those charge moves out quite quickly too. Not good for us, but still. We're going to shield again, try and get to a Stone Edge to get that shield off it, and I hope we can outpace it to another one. Now, Drill Run there should have been my cue that they've been a bit sneaky, because Drill Run means it's slightly quicker to get to the next charge move. Instead of needing 3 incinerates, they now only need 2 to get to the next one, which they have done. And that beat me to it with the Stone Edge just about. Take me out. Well played. It's nice to see another advocate of the holy cult of Rapidash, and you know, I suppose losing to him is not such a bad thing. And again, with the Noctowl, we didn't quite get to the Sky Attack in time, so we are going to eat another Flame Charge. Yikes. And they build up yet more momentum. Still, this should take it out and put it down. There we go. This is going to be tight. Hypno is not a good thing for us to have in the back. We are going to bring our Rapidash back in, and in hindsight, again, if I'd done it the other way around, I'd be facing a different set of matchups. Maybe it'd gone my way. But Swampert's going to take that out, and I think we're not going to get a Sky Attack in time, and even if we did, it wouldn't work. Still, they are clearly somewhat a member of the cult of Rapidash, and therefore it's a fairly deserved win. I'm noticing more and more of those, and I think I'm going to claim a little bit of credit for waving the flag for Rapidash a bit. I've really enjoyed playing it through Kanto Cup, and I think it does quite well in Catch Cup as well, actually. Maybe I can convince people to start using Cradily a bit more too, just to see my influence on the world. Right, next up. Rapidash into a Stunfisk. Excellent, we love seeing Stunfisks, because obviously we toast them quite merrily with our Incinerates. We've got our third one off as they threw their charge move, which is great, because that means we've stolen a little bit of an energy lead. The Rock Slide would, of course, have hurt us quite a lot. We overcharged just a little bit. Perhaps not a great call on my part, but still, we'll go with it. Flame Charge going through. Obviously, they shield that. And we're going to get to another Flame Charge, but not quite before the Rock Slide. So shield again, because we've got the Flame Charge ready. And, like I say, because it's 5... Oh, they switched so beautifully. I was going to be throwing a Drill Run, but that's obviously really terrible against Altaria. Wow, good play. Anyway, so we move to the Cradily, and hopefully we can throw Stone Edges at the Altaria. going to overcharge just a little bit on this one. Again, Sky Attack coming through would hurt grass quite a lot because we're grass rock, that's neutral. And we overcharge a little bit on the Stone Edge because we're hoping to throw off their timing just a little bit. This way we might get to a second Stone Edge before they realise we're going to. So there we go, there's another one, and second Stone Edge going through, yes. Before they manage to throw their Sky Attack. Maybe they were trying to farm us down, I can only hope. Still. Don't quite take it out, and they're going to get to throw their move. But that's okay, they've blown their energy rather than held it on to farm it. I'll take that. And then we bring the Rapidash in, get some free energy off the Altaria. And it's a Skarmory, even better. So, Flame Charge coming through, see how much damage this does. Super effective against this, and they've still got that. Oh, look at that, and they've still got the Stunfisk in the back. Are we going to make it to the Flame Charge? Not quite, but our Incinerators have taken some big chunks out of that, and Noctowl can finish off quite merrily. Right, what's next up? Rapidash going into Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is a good lead for us because we resist fairy damage. They quickly switch to Hypno, and actually I take the qualified decision that I actually want to stay in for Hypno. In hindsight, perhaps I'm wrong, but we'll play it out anyway. So we're going to go for a Flame Charge, and they don't shield. That's good because it means we can actually more viably knock them down with Incinerates. We shield against them, and go again. Because Hypno's got quite a fast charge rate, they do threaten our shields quite a lot because we are squishy. But still, go with it. Flame Charge to take them out, only cost us 1 shield and got us 2 debuffs, so we're on plus 50% damage right now. In comes a Whiscash, so we have to bail out and lose our thing, but we did get an Incinerate through to get us a bit of an edgy lead. Now, this is probably the Blizzard. It is. Good call. Obviously, the only thing we have to worry about on a Noctowl is a Blizzard, and the fact that they stayed in told me that that was probably what was coming. So we are going to throw a Sky Attack at the Wigglytuff. With its super slow charge rate, we're going to get to 2 before they get to a charge move. And we're going to get that shield. Great. So, can we get another one down before they get their charge move off? Now, I'm thinking they're probably quite close to the charge move here, but maybe they don't want to throw it just yet. So we are just going to carry on with the farm down, and then their health low enough that they can't really afford not to throw here. We take them out with an Incinerate. So this has used up their energy. That's great because an Ice Beam actually hurts Cradily quite a bit. And we're going to go for our farm down here with Cradily. Bullet seeding them down, getting a Grass Knot loaded, and here comes the Whiscash. Goodbye Whiscash, here's a Grass Knot in your face. Pop. Right, next up. Seen a few more rank 10 poses, and a highly innovative Victory Bell in the lead, followed by a highly innovative Azumarill in the lead as a safe swap. Well, we'll bring the Cradily in and take on the Azumarill. And there we go, put the shield up. Ice Beam coming through. We can take an Ice Beam, so I might let the next one land so we don't go into shield deficit. We're just going to see if they want to draw the shield on this one though. Grass Knot going through, okay, take a big chunk of Azumarill. Oh, we're going to go for the farm down. I'm going to let this land so I don't go too far into shield deficit because they haven't shielded. And the Ice Beam, yikes. Okay, well, we're farmed down with the Grass Knot, counting their bubbles, and I don't think we've got another one in, so we're just going to have to throw here. That's okay, we've got an energy lead, that's fine. And in comes the Victory Bell, we're going to throw the Stone Edge, hope to get that next shield, because obviously Victory Bell is very squishy. However, it's not a Shadow, so they can actually survive a Stone Edge, just about. They're not going to like the Rapidash very much, and in comes a Bastiodon. Bastiodon's bad news for a Rapidash, bad news for a Flyer. In fact, I think I'm in trouble right now because I don't think I've got an answer to Bastiodon. So it goes, it seems. Stone Edge is going to hurt. We'll drop a Psychic because it's a bit of a clutch one. It's not double resisted like Sky Attack is, so it does a slightly more damage. And we might get a debuff. Okay, so we've got a debuff. That's a bit of luck. But we do need to get to 3 drill runs to take out that Bastiodon, and I don't think we're going to manage. There's 1. And I'm going to get to 2. There's 2. We're not going to make it. They're just going to farm us all the way down with those are rock moves. Yep. Against my opponent. Nice to see a bit of spice. Don't think anyone's seen Bastiodon and Victory Bell Azumarill before. Right, Stunfisk up in front. So Rapidash into a Stunfisk. They go for a switch to a Whiscash. That's good. They did that fast enough that we can go switch lock to a Cradily. That's good for us. So Grass Knot. They can't afford not to. We're just going to have to try and make a good guess as to whether they're throwing a blizzard. And I think given the timing, I'm going to call this as a blizzard and shield it. And they baited me. So I'm going to call the next one as a blizzard and shield that too, because it's more likely to be. And it was a blizzard. Excellent. I'd have felt like a proper plonker if that was a mud bomb. But, you know, sometimes you've got to play it safe. Double shielding against this. But we are going to be able to return the favour with being able to grass knot it quite hard. So, you know, I think it's fair trade. And we're going to get to our last grass knot before they get the next move off. So that's good. We're going to win the switch and we're going to equalise the shields at least. Here comes the Stunfisk again. And this is where we get to test the grass knot against it. Then Rock Slide. Again, doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but a bit more than an 1100 CP with Stunfisk would. And the Grass Knot likewise. That's a decent amount, but a bit less than it would on an 1100 CP. And we're going to get to the next one in time. Just about, yes. I don't think we're quite in Rock Slide range yet, but we're getting close. So I'm not sure if we're able to take it out. Nibble down. Well, I guess we'll find out if Rock Slide will take us out here. And it doesn't quite. So we are actually able to win the switch there as well. At which point my opponent folds. So it goes. I'm guessing they've got something like a Skarmory in the back. Anyway, next up. Another former rank 10. Well, rank 10 previously, you know what I mean. Right, Whiscash lead. Bad news for us. So we'll go quickly into the Noctowl. Again, hopefully they'll go for Blizzard, but no. Magneton. Yikes. That's also bad news for us. But Rapidash does do some really good work against Steel Electrics, so we'll take it. And we're just going to nibble away, throw some Sky Attacks, and just not shield. They're building up a huge farm of energy here. I'm expecting them to come out with 100 energy, because there's very little we can do to them, apart from peck away at them with Sky Attacks. I'm pretty sure they're 100 energy now, so they're going to throw. And sure enough, takes us out. Let it land, as I say. And of course, I've got another one loaded, because they'll have 100 energy, and it won't be very long before they get the next one out as well. So we are, in fact, just going to have to double shield this Magneton. Oh, look at that. We took it out before they got to another discharge. That was a piece of luck. Incoming Whiscash. This point we're going to let the Mud Bomb land, which is probably going to take us out. Not quite, so we are going to get a Drill Run back in return. That's okay, we'll take that. There we go, a bit of health on the Whiscash. And now we are Cradily with a shield versus Whiscash with a shield. Ooh, this is tight. We're just going to not shield this one, and it's a Mud Bomb. Great. In comes Skarmory. So this is why I really like Cradily, because I'm seeing a lot of Whiscash and Skarmory at the moment. Obviously the Barboach event was last night, and this does well against both. So yes, we're going to shield here because our health's getting a bit low. We could probably survive this, but we don't want to. So we're just going to build up a bit more energy, counting those fast moves, and get to our own Stone Edge. Alright, there's the shield. We're going to get the next one in. I think they're going to finish off here. So it goes. I mean, Cradily does well against both, but it can't really carry the whole team in the back. Well played to my opponent. Right, what we got next? Rapidash going into Gardevoir. So, as with the Wigglytuff, they go for a switch, and we go for our Noctowl to counter switch the Whiscash. This isn't great because obviously they can still Blizzard us, and I'm guessing there's a Blizzard coming through, which it was. So we're going to return the Sky Attacks. I can happily swap Blizzard with Sky Attacks all day long. It's just if they manage to bait it with Mud Bombs, we're going to have a bit of trouble. In hindsight, I probably should have brought the Cradily in, but so it goes. This has been enough for another Blizzard, so we are going to shield again. There's a Mud Bomb, so they did successfully get the bait through. However, hopefully, they don't want to go down to that last shield. They do. Okay, so we're now racing them to see if they get to a Blizzard before we get to our Sky Attack, and they switch out. Sand Slash. This is quite nice for us because obviously Rapidash does some good work against Sand Slash, and they're now switch locked. So let's see if we can take them out. As you can see, our Incinerators are doing huge amounts of that Sand Slash, and they're not going to let this land. There's no chance. Oh, okay, they did let it land. Well, I'm a bit stunned by that. So the Whiscash came in, and this is going to take us out almost certainly. Yep, there's a Mud Bomb. But we've got a Cradily here, so we can farm down on the Whiscash. This is going to be a Mud Bomb, I hope. I've got shields left, so I definitely hope. Okay, so no problem there. Double super effective Seed Bombs, and the Gardevoir in the back. It's going to be tight because they've still got the shield, but Gardevoir's pretty squishy, so we're going to go straight for the Grass Knot. both are neutral, so I may as well go for the slightly cheaper choice. And there we go, next grass knot. Yep, excellent. I don't even know if there'll be a charge move by now. Charm builds up so slowly. So we're going for a switch here and straight into the Sky Attack just to make sure they don't get that charge move off either way. Good plan. Good game to my opponent. Right, that's your lot. You can happily see my cunning ploy for uploading stuff to Dropbox using the Android screen recorder. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope there's a little bit of spice. I'm seeing a nice mix of teams here. I'm quite enjoying it. I mean, there's a few people who are just going for, you know, reworks of Azumarill, but I think broadly you're getting a little bit of variety. So, thanks very much. Hope you're using one of these and you like it, or you decided not to either way. Thanks for watching.